Think about this for a moment. Every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. You can either let your mind wander wherever it wants to go, or you can take control and direct it toward your goals and dreams. Most people choose the easy path. They let their minds drift to their problems, their fears, their limitations. They feed their minds a steady diet of negative news, gossip, and complaint. Then they wonder why their lives don't improve. But here's what I want you to understand. Your mind is incredibly powerful, but it's also incredibly obedient. It will go wherever you direct it. If you direct it toward problems, it will find problems. If you direct it toward solutions, it will find solutions. If you direct it toward reasons why something can't be done, it will find those reasons. If you direct it toward ways something can be accomplished, it will find those ways. This is why training your mind is so crucial. It's not enough to have good intentions. It's not enough to want success. You must develop the mental discipline to consistently direct your thoughts toward what you want to achieve rather than what you want to avoid. This takes practice, just like learning to play the piano or mastering any skill. Let me share with you the first principle of training your mind to win. You must become aware of your thoughts. Most people are completely unconscious of what they're thinking about most of the time. They're on mental autopilot, reacting to whatever stimulus comes their way. But winners, they develop what I call mental awareness. They pay attention to their thoughts the way a gardener pays attention to what's growing in their garden. You see, thoughts are like seeds. Plant negative thoughts and you'll grow negative results. Plant positive, solution-oriented thoughts and you'll grow positive results. But here's the key, you must be conscious of what you're planting. You can't just hope that good thoughts will automatically appear. You must deliberately choose them, cultivate them, and nurture them. This brings us to the second principle. You must feed your mind the right information. Your mind is like a computer. The old saying goes, garbage in, garbage out. If you fill your mind with negative news, gossip, and complaint, that's what your mind will produce. But if you fill your mind with inspiring books, educational materials, and positive influences, that's what your mind will work with. I remember when I was struggling in my early years, I made a decision that changed my life. I decided to feed my mind differently. Instead of starting my day with the news, which was mostly negative, I started my day with books written by successful people. Instead of spending my lunch hour complaining with coworkers, I spent it reading or listening to educational materials. Instead of ending my day with television, I ended it with personal development. Within 6 months, my thinking had changed. Within a year, my results had changed. Within 5 years, my entire life had changed, all because I made a conscious decision to feed my mind the right information. But feeding your mind the right information is only the beginning. The third principle is this: you must exercise your mind regularly. Just as your body needs physical exercise to stay strong and healthy, your mind needs mental exercise to stay sharp and focused. This means regularly challenging yourself with new ideas, new skills, and new ways of thinking. Most people stop learning when they finish school. They think education is something that happens to you when you're young, not something you do throughout your life. But winners understand that learning is a lifelong process. They read books, attend seminars, listen to educational programs, and surround themselves with people who challenge them to grow. The fourth principle is perhaps the most important. You must learn to control your internal dialogue. Every day you have thousands of conversations with yourself. Most people are completely unaware of this internal chatter, but it's shaping their reality every moment of every day. If your internal dialogue is negative, critical, and defeatist, that's the reality you'll create. If your internal dialogue is positive, encouraging, and solution-focused, that's the reality you'll create. Winners have learned to become the editor of their own thoughts. When a negative thought enters their mind, they don't just accept it. They examine it, challenge it, and replace it with something more empowering. They understand that they don't have to believe every thought that pops into their head. They can choose which thoughts to entertain and which thoughts to dismiss. This is where mental discipline becomes crucial. It's easy to think positive thoughts when everything is going well. The real test comes when you face challenges, setbacks, and difficulties. That's when your trained mind becomes your greatest asset. While others are panicking, complaining, and giving up, you're staying calm, finding solutions, and moving forward. Let me tell you about the power of questions. Your mind is always answering questions, whether you realize it or not. If you ask yourself, why does this always happen to me? Your mind will find reasons. If you ask yourself, how can I turn this situation to my advantage? Your mind will find ways. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your answers, and the quality of your answers determines the quality of your life. Winners have learned to ask empowering questions. Instead of asking, why me, they ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of asking, what if I fail, they ask, what if I succeed? Instead of asking, what's wrong with this situation, they ask, what's right with this situation, and how can I build on it? This brings us to the fifth principle. You must develop mental resilience. Life is going to test you. You're going to face setbacks, disappointments, and failures. That's not a possibility, that's a certainty. The question is not whether you'll face these challenges, but how you'll respond to them. Winners have trained their minds to see temporary setbacks as temporary setbacks, not permanent defeats. When most people face a failure, they take it personally. They make it mean something about their worth as a person. But winners understand that failure is simply feedback. It's information about what didn't work, not a judgment about their character. They use failure as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Mental resilience is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Every time you face a challenge and choose to respond positively, you're building mental strength. Every time you encounter a setback and choose to learn from it rather than be defeated by it, you're developing the mental toughness that separates winners from losers. The sixth principle is visualization. Winners have learned to use their imagination as a tool for success. They don't just dream about their goals, they visualize them in vivid detail. They see themselves achieving their objectives, feel the emotions of success, and rehearse their victories in their minds before they happen in reality. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. When you repeatedly visualize success, you're programming your subconscious to look for opportunities and solutions that will make that success a reality. You're training your mind to recognize and act upon the chances that will lead to your goals. But visualization isn't just about seeing the end result. Winners also visualize the process. They mentally rehearse the steps they need to take, the challenges they might face, and how they'll overcome those challenges. This mental preparation gives them a tremendous advantage when they encounter real-world situations. The seventh principle is focus. In today's world, focus has become a superpower. Most people have trained their minds to be distracted. They check their phones constantly, jump from task to task, and never give their full attention to anything for an extended period. But winners understand that focus is the key to achievement. When you focus your mind like a laser beam on a specific goal or task, you tap into incredible power. You notice opportunities you would have missed. You find solutions you wouldn't have discovered. You develop skills you wouldn't have acquired. Focus transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. But focus isn't just about concentration. It's about choosing what to focus on. Winners focus on what they can control, not what they can't control. They focus on solutions, not problems. They focus on possibilities, not limitations. They focus on what they want to create, not what they want to avoid. This brings us to the eighth principle. You must develop patience with the process, but urgency with the actions. Training your mind to win doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process that requires consistent effort over time. Many people give up too soon because they expect instant results. But winners understand that real change takes time. However, while you're patient with the process, you must be urgent about taking action. Every day matters. Every choice matters. Every thought matters. You can't afford to waste time waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal circumstances. You must start where you are with what you have and improve as you go. The ninth principle is surrounding yourself with the right influences. Your mind is constantly being shaped by the people you spend time with, the books you read, the programs you watch, and the conversations you have. If you want to train your mind to win, you must be intentional about these influences. Successful people understand that association is everything. They deliberately seek out relationships with people who challenge them to grow, who believe in their potential, and who share their commitment to excellence. They limit their exposure to negative influences and maximize their exposure to positive ones. This doesn't mean you avoid all negative people or challenging situations. It means you're strategic about your associations. You choose your inner circle carefully, and you protect your mind from unnecessary negativity and pessimism. The 10th principle is developing unshakable belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. This isn't about arrogance or false confidence. It's about developing a deep, quiet confidence based on your commitment to growth and your willingness to do whatever it takes to achieve your goals. Many people sabotage their own success because they don't believe they deserve it or they don't believe they can achieve it. But winners have trained their minds to believe in their potential even when others don't. They understand that belief is a choice, and they choose to believe in themselves and their dreams. This kind of belief doesn't come from thin air. It comes from taking action, achieving small victories, and building momentum. Every time you do what you say you're going to do, you build self-trust. Every time you overcome a challenge, you build confidence. Every time you learn something new, you build competence. Now, let me share with you the most important principle of all, consistency. Training your mind to win isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every day and doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It's about making the right choices repeatedly until they become automatic. Most people are inconsistent. They're enthusiastic for a few days or weeks, then they lose momentum and go back to their old patterns. But winners understand that consistency is the mother of mastery. They make mental training a daily habit, not an occasional activity. Think about it this way: if you went to the gym once a month, you wouldn't expect to get physically fit. If you ate healthy food once a week, you wouldn't expect to improve your health. The same principle applies to mental training. You must do it consistently to see results. This is where discipline becomes crucial. Discipline is the bridge between thought and accomplishment, between inspiration and achievement. It's doing what you know you should do even when you don't feel like doing it. Winners have developed the discipline to train their minds regardless of their mood, their circumstances, or their feelings. But here's something important to understand. Discipline isn't punishment. It's freedom. When you discipline your mind, you free yourself from the prison of negative thinking, self-doubt, and limited beliefs. You free yourself to achieve your full potential and create the life you truly want. Training your mind to win also requires that you become comfortable with discomfort. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. If you want to develop mental strength, you must regularly challenge yourself with new experiences, new skills, and new ways of thinking. This feels uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is the price of growth. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs. They stick with what's familiar, what's easy, what's safe. But winners understand that discomfort is temporary, while the regret of not pursuing your dreams is permanent. They choose temporary discomfort over permanent regret. This brings us to the power of affirmations and self-talk. What you say to yourself about yourself when you're by yourself is crucial. Winners have learned to become their own best cheerleader, their own most supportive coach. They speak to themselves with encouragement, confidence, and belief. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on your strengths, your progress, and your possibilities rather than your weaknesses, your setbacks, and your limitations. It means treating yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would give to a good friend. The words you use to describe yourself and your situation have power. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough, your mind will find evidence to support those beliefs. But if you tell yourself you're learning, growing, and improving, your mind will find evidence to support those beliefs instead. Another crucial aspect of training your mind to win is learning to manage your emotions. Emotions are powerful forces that can either drive you toward your goals or pull you away from them. Winners have learned to acknowledge their emotions without being controlled by them. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It means understanding that emotions are temporary states, not permanent conditions. When you feel discouraged, you acknowledge the feeling, but don't let it stop you from taking action. When you feel afraid, you acknowledge the fear, but don't let it prevent you from moving forward. Winners have learned to use their emotions as information rather than direction. If you feel frustrated, that might be information that you need to try a different approach. If you feel excited, that might be information that you're on the right track. But you don't let emotions make your decisions for you. This is where emotional intelligence becomes crucial. It's not enough to be smart. You must be emotionally smart. You must understand your emotional patterns, recognize your triggers, and develop strategies for managing difficult emotions when they arise. Training your mind to win also requires that you develop a long-term perspective. Most people are focused on immediate gratification and short-term results. They want success now, and when it doesn't come quickly, they give up. But winners understand that real success is built over time through consistent effort and patient persistence. This long-term perspective helps you stay motivated when progress seems slow. It helps you make decisions that serve your future self rather than just your current self. It helps you sacrifice temporary pleasures for long-term gains. When you have a long-term perspective, you understand that every action you take today is either moving you closer to your goals or further away from them. There is no neutral ground. Every choice matters, every day matters, every moment matters. This brings us to the importance of clarity. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. If you want to train your mind to win, you must be crystal clear about what winning means to you. You must define your goals specifically, write them down, and review them regularly. Most people have vague wishes rather than specific goals. They want to be successful or happy or wealthy, but they never define what those terms mean to them. Winners take the time to get clear about exactly what they want to achieve and by when. This clarity gives your mind a target to focus on. It helps you recognize opportunities when they appear. It helps you make decisions that align with your objectives. It helps you stay motivated when challenges arise. But clarity isn't just about knowing what you want. It's also about understanding why you want it. Your why is your driving force, your motivation, your reason for persisting when things get difficult. Winners have compelling reasons for their goals that go beyond personal satisfaction. The power of purpose cannot be overstated. When you have a strong enough why, you'll find a way. When your reasons are compelling enough, you'll do whatever it takes. When your purpose is clear enough, obstacles become stepping stones rather than roadblocks. This is why it's so important to connect your goals to something larger than yourself. Maybe you want to succeed to provide better opportunities for your family. Maybe you want to achieve your dreams to inspire others who are struggling. Maybe you want to build wealth to support causes you believe in. Whatever your purpose, it must be strong enough to pull you through the inevitable challenges and setbacks you'll face. It must be compelling enough to get you out of bed when you don't feel like it and keep you working when others had given up. Training your mind to win also requires that you develop mental flexibility. The world is constantly changing, and what worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. Winners have learned to adapt their thinking and their strategies as circumstances change. This doesn't mean giving up on your goals when things get difficult. It means being willing to adjust your approach when necessary. It means being open to new ideas, new methods, and new possibilities. It means understanding that there are usually multiple paths to any destination. Mental flexibility also means being willing to learn from others, especially from those who have already achieved what you want to achieve. Winners are students of success. They study successful people, they learn from their mistakes, and they model their strategies. This brings us to the importance of continuous learning. In today's rapidly changing world, what you know today might be obsolete tomorrow. Winners understand that learning is not a destination but a journey. They commit to lifelong learning and continuous improvement. This means reading books, attending seminars, taking courses, and seeking out new experiences. It means being curious about the world around you and always looking for ways to improve your knowledge and skills. It means understanding that education is not something that happens to you, but something you do for yourself. Winners also understand the importance of teaching others. When you teach what you've learned, you reinforce it in your own mind. You gain new insights and perspectives. You contribute to the success of others while strengthening your own understanding. This is why successful people often become mentors and teachers. They understand that helping others succeed doesn't diminish their own success. In fact, it often enhances it. When you help others win, you create a network of successful people who can help you achieve your own goals. Training your mind to win also requires that you develop gratitude. Gratitude is not just a nice sentiment. It's a powerful tool for mental training. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you train your mind to look for the good in every situation. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on what's working rather than what's not working. It means appreciating the progress you've made rather than obsessing over how far you still have to go. Gratitude also helps you maintain perspective during difficult times. When you're facing challenges, it's easy to focus on what's wrong and forget about what's right. But when you practice gratitude regularly, you train your mind to see the complete picture, not just the negative aspects. Winners understand that gratitude is a choice. You can choose to be grateful for your opportunities, your health, your relationships, and your potential. You can choose to appreciate the lessons you've learned from your failures and the strength you've gained from your struggles. This brings us to the final principle. You must take action. All the mental training in the world won't help you if you don't take action on what you've learned. Knowledge without action is worthless. Understanding without implementation is meaningless. Winners understand that thinking is important, but thinking without action is just daydreaming. They know that planning is crucial, but planning without execution is just wishful thinking. They understand that mental preparation is valuable, but mental preparation without physical action is just mental exercise. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where your mental training pays off. When you've trained your mind to win, you develop the courage to take action even when you're afraid. You develop the persistence to keep going even when you face setbacks. You develop the confidence to pursue your dreams even when others doubt you. But action doesn't mean reckless behavior. It means intelligent action based on sound thinking and careful planning. It means taking calculated risks rather than foolish chances. It means being bold but not reckless, aggressive but not destructive. Winners understand that action creates clarity. When you take action, you learn what works and what doesn't. You discover new possibilities and new challenges. You build momentum and create opportunities. You turn your dreams into reality through consistent, intelligent action. The beautiful thing about training your mind to win is that it's a skill that improves with practice. The more you do it, the better you get at it. The more you practice positive thinking, the more natural it becomes. The more you focus on solutions, the easier it becomes to find them. The more you visualize success, the more confident you become about achieving it. But remember, training your mind to win is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong practice. It's something you must do consistently, day after day, year after year. It's like physical fitness. You can't go to the gym once and expect to be fit for life. You must make it a regular part of your routine. The good news is that the benefits compound over time. Each day you practice mental training, you get a little bit stronger. Each positive thought you choose makes the next positive thought easier. Each solution you find makes you better at finding solutions. Each challenge you overcome makes you more confident about overcoming future challenges. This is why successful people often seem to get more successful over time. It's not because they're lucky or because success just happens to them. It's because they've trained their minds to win, and that training pays dividends throughout their lives. So tonight I want you to make a commitment. I want you to commit to training your mind to win. I want you to commit to taking control of your thoughts, your focus, and your mental habits. I want you to commit to becoming the person you were meant to be. Remember, you already have everything you need to succeed. You have a mind capable of incredible things. You have the ability to learn, to grow, to change, and to achieve your dreams. The only question is whether you'll use these gifts or let them waste away. The choice is yours. You can continue to let your mind run wild, focusing on problems and limitations. Or you can take control and train your mind to win. You can develop the mental discipline, the emotional intelligence, and the unshakable belief that will carry you to success. The time is now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. Now, your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. Your dreams are waiting for you to develop the mental strength to pursue them. Your potential is waiting for you to train your mind to unlock it. Train your mind to win, and you'll discover that winning becomes not just a possibility, but an inevitability. The mind you train today will determine the life you live tomorrow. Make it a mind trained to win, and watch as your entire world transforms before your eyes.